Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Tom, also known as Syndicate. Now, I've been known throughout the years for playing loads of different games, but one of them in particular has stood out on my channel to make me the person and the YouTuber I am today, and that is Call of Duty Zombies. Now, yesterday, the brand new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War zombie trailer reveal dropped. We were all expecting like a 60-second, maybe a 2-minute trailer to be revealed, but no, we got like nearly a 9-minute trailer with so much information in it that it was just unbelievably overwhelming. And rather than making a video being like, maybe I saw this, maybe I saw that, I broke down the entire video over the space of nearly 2/3 hours to point out everything I could possibly find for your faces. I'm legit not even joking. I took more notes breaking down this trailer than I did in any sort of exam in my entire life. Now, I tried to spot every single little thing I could spot in this trailer, and I guarantee there'll be something I missed because you guys have got eagle-eye vision. And if you see something I didn't spot, make sure you tweet at me at ProSyndicate because I want to see a screenshot, what you found, what you saw, and maybe we can show it again in the future. But basically, this is going to be a long-ass breakdown showcasing everything this trailer had to offer. If you guys are excited, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, ding on the notification bell, and stay notified every time I post a new update with any new zombie information. Guys, if you are super pumped, like I said, smash a like rating, and let's get in this breakdown. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to D-Machine It.
What the hell is that?
A machine.
AKA The Machine. This is the name of the brand new Call of Duty Zombies map that we're going to be dropping into. There is going to be 1,000,006 things that you'll see on screen here, there, and everywhere that I may not mention immediately, but I will reference back to later where you can get a cleaner shot. So don't panic if you think you've missed anything, but let's focus on what we're being told so far. We're going to be playing a brand new chapter in Zombies known as the Dark Aether, which will feature throwbacks to previous zombie maps in canon, but this map, The Machine, will indeed be its own standalone story, with its own puzzles, its own Easter eggs, etc. But even with this new storyline announced, Call of Duty players might be panicked that everything is going to drastically change. However, the team have said that they want to bring things back to the basics by allowing people to enjoy the objective of fighting wave after wave to simply survive. You know, now that you've got the whole ability to spawn in with a loadout, you can use chopper gunners, sentry guns, and all that sort of stuff, apparently not much has changed. But right, let's finally get into the nitty-gritty of this. In the trailer, we are now seeing what is a woman known as Samantha walking through the rain, being all mysterious and spooky. We believe this to be Samantha Maxis. You may be like, how on earth did you dictate or decide that this was going to be Samantha Maxis? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you actually pay attention to what Samantha types in on the phone, she types in the number 62947, which if you're a golden oldie like me and you've used a Nokia 3310 or a phone booth, you will know that you have numbers and letters on the phone. And as she is typing in them numbers, she is spelling out the word Maxis. This is where we see Samantha, aka Samantha Maxis, potentially on the phone to Weaver, where she's telling him about a tape that she's found from the KGB. Now, it may actually be worth noting, everyone is saying that this is Samantha Maxis, and I very much do believe it, because it'd be a very, canon feature to have throughout this storyline. This could actually be a code word for them to access to get into the dialing center to be able to actually speak to Weaver from the phone booth. You know, like a password dial-in to get into the call. So, is there an actual part in the storyline where Maxis is still alive in this universe, but a different Maxis we haven't seen or heard from yet? But anyway, as Weaver plays the tape, we get our first look at The Machine, as said by Samantha. The Machine looks absolutely crazy as a team has gone in to investigate what the hell is going on. And when teams investigate what the hell is going on, things just clearly always go wrong. But it's worth pointing out that Samantha Maxis, when she was on the phone, said it's happening again. AKA, this is not the first time this has gone down. Rolling up the Americans where they say, you know what, we want to get involved just like we do with everything. And we are introduced to our brand new team, Requiem, a CIA strike team sent in to investigate what is going on and to uncover the mysteries that lie beneath inside the Machina. All right, ladies and gentlemen, strap in because this is where things are about to get absolutely insane. Here we get a first look at a bunny rabbit on the wall. You may not think this means much, but you'll notice bunny rabbits throughout this entire trailer and how it ties into the mystery box later on. Like I was saying, goodbye Teddy from the box and hello Mr. Rabbit, our new mystery box furry friend. In the background, we can see yet again what is a spectral arrow that's leading us somewhere, potentially to do with an Easter egg to try and help new players lead their way throughout the map, or maybe lead you towards the power. Here we get a first look at what potentially could be the new power switch. So no more a lever with a hand on it, but instead a red button to activate the startup sequence as we see in a second. Here we get a glimpse of a pool of water, which could be nodding at an area in the map that requires you to use a swimming feature to access a certain area, just like how we saw in Zetsubou no Shima. Now we get an overall view of the central room where we can see what looks to be an arc reactor of sorts sending power out of the map. Note, right now there is no portal in the middle of the room that we see in later scenes. Also, you can see what appears to be some sort of damage which could potentially have led to the outbreak, but it has been speculated that this could actually be a particle accelerator which may have malfunctioned, hence the damage, and then caused all this chaos. Now we can see the power being fully activated and we can see some sort of portal of darkness appearing in the center of the room. Maybe this could tie in with what the storyline is known as being the Dark Aether. If things couldn't get any weirder from a portal appearing in the center of the room, a frame or two later we can see what seems to be an illuminating tentacle appearing in the background. Again, we get another clear view of the tentacle in midair, which is leading to a hell of a lot of confusion and kind of starting to scare me that we have floating jellyfish around the map. Here we get a first glimpse of what seems to be a new piece of equipment that we can get in-game. It looks like some sort of electrical mine device. As the player fires it, it seems to sit on the ground until a zombie walks over it and it explodes. It's worth noting that this device may be customizable, as later in the trailer we do see the same device be used, but this time it has a freeze effect instead. In the same scene, we're also given another look at the port in the background, which I can only say is a portal that either takes you around the map or leads you to the Pack-a-Punch / different dimension. What we could be seeing here is with the tentacles that we're seeing in the background, the dimension seeping through. But again, pause that for now because we'll see more of that dimension later. Now we get a nice look at some golden oldie guns we've seen in Black Ops 4. Just like the Commando we saw a moment ago, we now have the RPG in action, as well as another spectral arrow in the background, pointing to a direction we're not quite sure where yet. Right next to that as well, worth noting, you can see a perk machine. Here we get a first look at the brand new Sentry Gun, which players can use in their loadout as part of their support equipment. We learned this from the blog post, but not only that did we learn, you can get explosive bows, grenade launchers, and even chopper gunners in said support equipment as well, which is a little bit mind-blowing, sounds kind of awesome, but also scares me at the same time. Here it's worth noting you can actually see something dropping from the zombies. We can't quite see what it is yet, it appears to be glowing, but in a few frames later, we can see again something that's been dropped from the zombie, which looks like a pile of wires and cogs, which we're not sure what it is yet, but it could be either a buildable or something that the player can pick up and use and interact with, as we do see it several other times throughout the gameplay. In the background, you can now see what appears to be an insta-kill skull on the floor, confirming that some of our favorite power-ups are returning. And this is where things start to get a little bit crazy. This is our first look at the splitting toxic zombie. We don't quite have a name for it, but this thing seems to appear to split into two fully fledged zombies that are coming to kill you. And just like we saw the insta-kill drop earlier returning, we have now got a confirmed nuke drop returning as well, as you can see it just for a slight frame in the background. Here we get a first look at Deadshot Daiquiri returning, but this time with a whole new updated rock look. I think it is worth noting that it's mentioned in blog posts that you can actually upgrade perk machines. We're not sure how or to what effect you can do this yet, but later in this gameplay, you will see the OG Juggernog machine looking like the OG Juggernog machine. So why would Deadshot Daiquiri look different? Are we seeing Deadshot Daiquiri just a new and improved look, or are we actually seeing an upgraded perk machine right here in front of us? We're getting a returning look now at the huge bomb that we saw in the teaser released ages ago. People have been saying this could be to do with the Easter egg or just a design for the map, but most likely could be a trap that you can activate to kill zombies. We now have Requiem wielding the M16 exiting the underground to reveal Nat Duran Toten, this time in daytime covered in graffiti. That's right, we are back at Nact and it is looking more beautiful than ever. I have always said I prefer the daytime maps just because it makes the feel of zombies like eerie, but also not like doomy and gloomy, not that you don't want to play it for long periods of time. However, note that we're in daytime now because later in the game, it will indeed be nighttime. Now we can see what looks to be a cosmic silverback from the previous Call of Duty zombies graffitied onto the walls of Nacta and Toten, which is a crazy, crazy throwback. And as we mentioned in the Cosmic Silverback, Triac actually confirmed on Twitter with this image on screen now that Dead Ops Arcade 3 will be returning with Cold War. Also, say hello to a nice little feature of the mystery box light shooting up into the sky in the background. As the players are shooting away at zombies, you can see a Rafika warbite on the left-hand side of the wall. As well, if you look on the right-hand side of the screen, on the floor, you can see what looks to be a security guard zombie, potentially looking slightly like Brutus from Mob of the Dead. Maybe just a nod to him, maybe just some graffiti, but nonetheless, still there. Out in the open, we can see a zombie mystery box location on the side, and what appears to be Quick Revive glistening in the background. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Quick Revive is back. The player that we're seeing right now has got the AK-74U, which is a beautiful gun to return. And here we can see the OG-style mystery box is making a return. And if things couldn't get any crazier, we are now seeing what is potentially the new wonder weapon. Some sort of thunder gun / jet gun, aka some madness going on. People are saying this looks like the BFG from Doom as you see it in action a few frames later. That wonder weapon looks absolutely crazy. Again, like the BFG from Doom, just causing havoc, and I can't wait to try it. But also worth noting, you can see what looks like the M4 Commando as a warbite on the side. If your guys' minds aren't blown yet, here's a first look at the brand new appearance of what is either a Nova Hound, a Plague Hound, but basically some crazy looking toxic doggy. And if we just pause from the toxic doggy for a minute, you'll notice that the map has kind of changed in the background for where we're at right now. We're no longer overground, we're no longer in tunnels that have got metal fabrications or concrete around them. We are fully in an underground tunnel with roots poking through and dirt all around us. I'm not quite sure where this ties into the area of the map, potentially outside most likely, but whichever way we're going, we need to get past this pooch. Now, as this dog's attacking us, we can see a wall weapon by on the right-hand side, which is green, which makes me think this either could tie in with the new weapon rarity system, how like in Warzone you can pick up guns off the ground that are like grey all the way up to like legendary status. So this could just be a green tiered gun, or this could be the fact that some form of toxic zombie, which we have seen so far, could have actually sprayed acid on the wall by causing the player to have to pay more money to remove the acid. Like again, we've seen in Mob of the Dead where Brutus locks up wall buys, the mystery box, and so on. This zombie hellhound looks absolutely insane and can take one hell of a shot when the player looks to be using a trench gun to blast away of it. It's also worth noting that in the background, there's some sort of weird machine. As we were just in this underground tunnel area with dirt, there was no machinery seen whatsoever. And now on the right hand side, we can see something that either the player can interact with or just some sort of metal aesthetic. But it's worth pointing out just in case. This map in the daytime is looking absolutely beautiful. And you know what's even more beautiful? The old school jug machine and the mystery box again. But no, another little rabbit sat on top of it. Can I get an F in the chat for Teddy? Earlier, we saw the Sentry Gun being deployed as part of the new support equipment, whereas now we're seeing the player whipping out the new grenade launcher, which all I can hope is it packs more of a punch than it did in Black Ops 2. Again, another spectral arrow off in the distance worth pointing out. Another overhead view of the map where we can confirm that there's a crash plane in the middle. If it ties in with the storyline and Easter egg, we'll find out. But we get another clear look at Jug, the spectral arrow, and also what is confirmed now as the Spaz 12 as a wallbuy. We can see the mystery box in the distance along with an MP5 wallbuy. This is where I start to scratch my head as we get a new look at what is the Chopper Gunner support equipment in full effect. And as the zombies are getting killed from the chopper gunner above, at the start of the trailer, we saw this exact same scene where when the zombies are being killed from the chopper gunner, drops are coming out of the zombies. It is a little bit hard to tell exactly what it is, but from different frames, you can see different grenades. What appears to be some sort of C4, a grenade, and potentially a smoke, or maybe even some cash dropping. This could be the effect of a new perk, a new power-up, we're not quite sure yet. But it is interesting that these drops glow blue. Now we are getting our first look at what seems to be the brand new Pack-a-Punch machine. Also, it is worth noting that in the background, we can see way more luminescence happening around the map. And the Pack-a-Punch no longer may be called the Pack-a-Punch machine that we're used to. Instead, engraved on the machine itself is the Forge. Not quite sure who's going to be going, guys, I'm going to the Forge, I'm going to the Forge. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be shouting, I'm going to the Pack-a-Punch machine. That said, if this ends up having nothing to do with the Pack-a-Punch machine, I'll take it back. This is where things get a little bit strange as we get a look at the player being surrounded by a blue aura, which could be a new effect from a perk, but we also saw the blue drops earlier. So this, like I said, could be some form of new gobblegum effect, because take note that the zombies seem to be ignoring the player, and as I keep mentioning gobblegums, it is worth noting that Activision did say in the start of this that there'll be no paid DLC for this game. Yes, there will be the battle passes and stuff like that, but as we know, these game companies, they want to try and make as much money as possible from microtransactions. So I very, very much expect there to be some sort of gobblegum paid system just like there was in the previous COD Zombies. Elemental Pop, ladies and gentlemen, the brand new perk in Cold War Zombies. We don't actually quite see the new perk in full effect, it seems, if we've not noted it so far. However, on the perk machine, you can see a bullet splitting a skull into two. And on the blog post, it was stated that this perk machine will modify your ammo types in a pinch. Side note, this is the first ever perk to come in a can, not a bottle. It is back, ladies and gentlemen. The beloved ray gun in action, seemingly to be easily taking out one of the toxic zombies, which could potentially be the splitting zombies that we saw earlier pre-split. And here is where you hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen, for this is what looks to be the boss of the Machiner. The machine's ultimate zombie boss. This guy appears to be able to conjure up some sort of power and blast it out of his face into your direction. I am just really hoping that this thing isn't annoying, because that's the one fine line Treyarch tiptoe between. I'm all down for a big boss getting up close and personal, but when it can just do range attacks that piss you off from a distance, it's a hell no from me. So we'll have to wait and see, and whew, it looks pretty goddamn badass. Also worth noting, there's a nice little wall bar behind him. As we saw a flash up on screen, that was actually, in fact, a zombie with what seems to be November written in Russian, probably just to do with the release date. You'll love to see it. A beautiful homage to the old Juggernaut perk jingle, as Woods goes running past shooting the zombies. But this is where things get really strange, because we are in nighttime now, and there's a lot going on in the background. Like I said, things are getting really weird, because as you look around the map, you're seeing a hell of a lot of luminescence around the map. It almost reminds me of like bioluminescent underwater animals, as you can see them floating around in the background and near the machine in the distance. Like we saw really on near the arc reactor, we saw a tentacle. Well, I'm pretty sure I can say that's a floating jellyfish in the air. I'm not sure what's going on. Here's another close-up of the portal that we saw earlier, which again disappears. That could just be a reference to where it should be or where it's about to appear, or the fact that the portal could actually close down maybe. Yet again, another look from above of the map, looking nice and fresh in the daytime. Again, my favorite kind of zombie map to play. You have to point out that crazy-looking demon on the wall there. It looks like a nod to Attack on Titan almost. If people don't know, I have actually seen that and thought it was pretty badass. But let's have a little look down below. You can see a little sofa with a cute little teddy bear on it. That's right, a teddy bear, not a bunny rabbit. But that said, not for too long, to the left-hand side, you can see another pesky bunny rabbit. Now the team are explaining that the previous crew, being the characters that we love so much, tried to collapse the multiverse to create a singular world where zombies didn't exist. And as much as that worked, they were only half right. Because it doesn't take a genius to work out, on your screen right now, zombies are back. Like we mentioned before, the Cosmic Silverback. Look at that thing now with a clearer view of it. Another nod to the throwback that we've seen him in Dead Ops Arcade and the fact that Dead Ops Arcade 3 is returning. If for some reason, as the storyline progresses, we actually come face to face with that in the zombie storyline, that would be crazy. But again, they said canon is canon, and they want to try and create a whole new storyline with nods to the old stuff, but keep creating a new storyline moving forward. Another look at the big red button, which at this point, like we said earlier, we can only assume is the power button, not the hand with the switch, but this is what could activate the arc reactor or the power to fully fuel the map and get things started. There is little radios in the left-hand side of the corner that's worth noting over there, but there is so much decoration going around the map. It could be something, it could be nothing, but hey, it's zombies. We're used to Easter eggs being everywhere. The team have now announced an innovative new intel system where content will be accessible and on demand anytime. What that fully means yet, we're not quite sure, but it seems to be tying in with what we're seeing on screen, which can only be described as a treasure chest appearing on this monitor. As what that is, we're not quite sure, but potentially some form of reward. Also, hello over there, AK-74U Warby. As it's been mentioned, you will be able to customize your guns with the gunsmith, so like multiplayer zombies, all your guns are leveled up and ranked up together, it's been mentioned, hence why we're looking at this beautiful, crazy looking gun in front of us. But as these zombies are getting killed in the background, we can see what seems to be another drop on the floor just below the barrel of the gun, as well as a wall buy as well. Side note, whatever the hell that player on the left-hand side's doing trying to melee zombies, I have no idea. You'll love to see it. The return of Speed Cola, this time with a whole new look, and worth mentioning, also in a can, which makes you think, could this just be the new aesthetic of how it looks? Absolutely. Or do we go from the OG style of the perk machines that we've used to seeing, we upgrade them, and then this is again a different look because it's the upgraded version? We're not quite sure, but we will find out in due time. Alright, this is where things get a little bit interesting again, just like we were talking about the upgrade to Speed Cola. In the background, we can see what looks to be like quick revive, but it's worth noting there seems to be some sort of active generator next to it, which makes me think, are we seeing the starting room where you'd originally begin, because that's where quick revive usually is, and there's some sort of buildable like mini task you must create to be able to power quick revive in the first place, because again, that generator does look like it's actively moving and does look like it's actively doing something. Also, I'm just throwing this out here, I in no way, shape or form remember the logo on the side of Quick Revive looking like that. OG players will remember that Quick Revive had the 10-cent sticker or logo on the side of the actual perk machine. But again, does this tie into the whole you can upgrade perks? Could we be seeing an upgraded version of Quick Revive? Because if you zoom in on the actual logo on the side, that looks like a nurse with a syringe. Could just be the modern day version that they're going for with a new twist and look to it. But with the whole upgrade system, nothing can be thrown out the window. It's at this point that we're learning about the new unified progression across all modes throughout Cold War. So your progressions towards your gun in multiplayer will also affect your guns in zombies. So attachments, all that sort of stuff you unlock in multiplayer will be in zombies and vice versa. This goes with your rank in zombies and multiplayer will progress together. And like I mentioned earlier, you can now drop into zombies with your full loadout. You get your primary, your secondary, your lethal grenade, your tactical grenade, and your support loadout, being a grenade launcher, a sentry gun, or even a chopper gunner. Now, I am very, optimistic about this, but also, I'm being open-minded. A lot of people are being like, no, F this, huge L, I hate this idea. But let's just not knock it until we try it. That's all I'm going to say. Because at the end of the day, if you can load in with a weapon and, everything you want to choose, if you want to start with a pistol and play the map normally yourself, just spawn in, don't use your primary gun, and just buy a wall gun off the wall and go that way. I know it's a weird way of getting around it, but then you get the best of both worlds. You start with your pistol, you can play it normally. And for those who like the idea of spawning in with a full loadout and the main primary weapon already, then they can do. So let's not be too quick to judge, even though I'm very judgmental on the opinion of chopper gunners and shit like that. But we'll just see how it pans out accordingly. But as always, I want to know what your guys' opinion is on that. So if you've got any thoughts, leave it in the comments down below and let's have a conversation about it. Getting back into the gameplay, we're seeing yet another pile of cogs dropping for a zombie. Again, like we said, could be a buildable. We're not fully sure what it is yet, but at least we see it one more time. And as this trailer progresses forward, we learn that all the weapons boast rarity with their power levels. You can continue to increase every gun's damage potential however you choose. The details of that we're not quite sure yet, but apparently every gun has a path to become an uber weapon. So alongside being able to rank up your weapons and have them being useful at higher rounds, you are also able to buy the guns off the wall and pack-a-punch them, get the weapons from the box and pack-a-punch them as well, but also confirmed you can actually craft things throughout the map. So all those parts that we saw dropping everywhere were definitely intentional. And as we talk about intentional things, we are intentionally seeing the huge bomb again. But this time, the player's rocking the RPK LMG, but if you notice in the background and around him, you can see what looks to be the bomb with a room underneath it and a set of stairs that makes it seem that you can go underneath it. I've said this a few times that yes, this could be tying in with just an Easter egg that you can have to interact with it, but potentially this could be a trap that you activate that either explodes it or either sets off the jet engine at the back, which could burn up the zombies. We get another nice look at the Spaz 12 as we saw it as a wall buy earlier. Again, don't forget, this thing in Black Ops 1 could spam fire the entire cartridge it had so goddamn fast that you could take out any zombie with ease. And here we see a cheeky little feature from what looks to be an M14. And hold up a goddamn minute, did you see how high that zombie in the background jumped? That motherfucker floated, levitated, flew from the ground to the top of that wing. World War Z zombies confirmed. Let's take another look at the equipment that the player is using. It looks just like the equipment we saw earlier, but this time, instead of firing some sort of electrical explosive mine, we're seeing the player use the device and freezing the zombies that are approaching him. As you can see, the icicle form around the device itself. So we're not fully sure what this device actually is called right now, but there's clearly different variations of it, and these two may not be the only two we've seen. Some sort of explosive and some sort of freeze. As the interview moves forward, we now learn that it's worth noting that back in the day, when you wanted to finish a game of zombies, you simply had to die out. You could, in things like Origins, complete the Easter egg and disappear, and that was that. But now, rather than dying out or having to fully complete the Easter egg, you can use the exfil system, which allows you to leave the game without dying. However, this dials up the zombie waves to an insane intensity, which if you successfully exfil, you can earn rewards and end the game. Now, I have to say, I absolutely love this because I've so often jumped into zombies, run around killing zombies for ages, loved it, and I'm like, I'd like to put like a nice bow on the game rather than just die out or hold off in a room. I'd rather like amp things up, make it a bit more interesting, and close it out, and it seems that's exactly what is going on. So I tip my hat to Treyarch. I really like that idea. I just hope the execution of it is great. And who knows what the rewards could be. Quite interesting to know that we actually benefit from doing it. Not just ending the game, we actually earn something. Probably XP and stuff like that for, you know, ranking up across zombies and multiplayer, seeing as though they're linked. But hey, I'll take a reward for finishing the game. Finally, we are seeing our good old friend, the Monkey Bomb, return once again. We saw him in the teaser, but we're seeing him again here. I can't wait to pick him up, and I can't wait to throw him out the map, and then, like, a voice laugh at me for absolutely failing. But the Monkey Bombs are back. Again, we're seeing another drop, another cog pile falling from a killed zombies. But this time, we don't just see the cogs, like the buildable part fall at the zombies. We're also seeing what looks to be an armor satchel. So whether this is some sort of extra health you can additionally have on top of your perks, who knows? But that is 100% an armor satchel dropping out of the undead. Just another look at the beautiful ruins of graffitied Nakda and Toten with a nice trench gun on the wall this time. Just looking so goddamn cool. It's also worth noting at this point that we can see what appears to be an interactable chest, which is actually seen throughout the map at different points. It looks so modern that it just doesn't seem like it fits in whatsoever. We don't actually know what this does or how you can interact with it. People have mentioned that it could be potentially something to do with the gunsmith, allowing you to change your weapons mid-game, change your attachments, something that many players have always asked for, to spice up the gameplay at any given point. If it is, that would be goddamn credible. Also within the scene, we actually do see the treasure chest again on the monitor, but this time we get a bit of a closer look at the quality and look of it, but we also see a sticky note on the wall, potentially giving a bit more of a clue as to what's going on. Unfortunately, we can't quite read it, but again in zombies, nothing is there for no reason. There's got to be something to it. Just another very clear look of the arc reactor room and the portal in the center looking very ominous. Again, this could actually not be an arc reactor. It could be like a particle accelerator that's gone wrong, but we're just referring to it as that now because it makes a lot of sense. Again, this portal that we're seeing in the middle probably leads to an alternate dimension where we saw all the jellyfish floating in the air, where you can most likely pack a punch, because that would just make sense with how other previous zombie maps have gone. You teleport somewhere else to be able to pack a punch, and you've got to get out. You can't just stay there forever, or if you can, it's ramped up to 11, like they've said. And there he is again, the Hulk-looking toxic zombie boss in the background, looking absolutely wide off his face from taking way too many radiated steroids. At this point in the trailer, we actually do now know that Zombies is 100% cross-play and cross-generation, which is amazing. All your friends from everyone you've known them, whether it was Xbox, PlayStation, PC, can all play with each other. I'm sorry if you have a GameCube, you ain't getting involved. Cry some more. But now, me and my homies, we can all play together. I will fully admit this and say this right now. This is truly something that Zombies has needed for the longest time. Just Call of Duty in general. And the fact that they did it with Warzone was amazing. Me and my friends have got so much closer together. We've all been playing. We jump on nearly every night playing. I just can't wait to be able to jump in now with my friends who are majority all on Xbox when I've been on PC or PlayStation. And we can now play together. So again, Treyarch, GG, love it. And thus, the trailer has come to an end and the breakdown is closing out as we get one last look at this arc reactor looking room. And as we're looking at this, Is this the key to what went wrong here? Is this what went wrong in this underground bunker underneath Nakda and Toten? Did the experiment go completely wrong, cause the zombie outbreak, and we have to discover what is going on? Most likely, but that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up the full breakdown for what you've just seen. I've tried to point out every little thing I could potentially see, give my take on things, and I can just say I am fully and 100% stoked. Now, as a bonus thing that is not actually seen in this trailer whatsoever, but it was in fact on one of the blog posts, we can see what looks to be a juggernaut zombie looking absolutely beefcaked out his face. Not the radiated-esque zombies we've seen so far, but in fact what looks like a truly multiplayer modeled zombie of a juggernaut who would have a minigun in this new dimension we've seen. As you can see in the background, you've got all the glowing bioluminescence or whatever's going on, but that zombie looks unbelievably scary and spooky, which we have been told throughout this that there is another Russian team going in to try and extract and find out what is going on in this underground bunker. So not only are the zombies the threats that we're seeing in there, we're also going to be coming up against potential stronger Russian-style zombies, aka the juggernaut that we're seeing here, wanting to come and mess us up. But it clearly went wrong for him because he's now undead. He has a lot of teeth. I'm just throwing that out there right now. Christ, guys need to see a dentist. But ladies and gentlemen, as more and more Easter eggs come out and more information is found about this, I will be covering it. So make sure you smash that subscribe button. This video was one of the longest videos I have ever made in zombies. Like, legitimately ever. Like, again, I said with these notes, I've been writing them out as I go, and I just cannot believe how much effort's been put into this. None of this was possible without my editor, Ryan. You're an absolute wizard. I have to say that right now. But, guys, if you did enjoy this video and you love these sort of breakdowns, I am more than happy to keep doing them for, like, new trailers, like when the actual zombies comes out, for like working out the whole Easter eggs and stuff like that. I am fully committing myself to staying on board with them because I can't go traveling. Like, there's nothing to go do because there's a coronavirus out here. So I am fully on board and back with zombies. So people who are like, oh, he's probably just gonna make one video and disappear, no way. I'm fully here, guys. I'm not trying to juggle vlogging and gaming videos. I am like fully delved into live streaming and vlogging. So if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like rating. If you thought it was informative and you want to send it to your friends, send it to them so they can check it out and learn all about everything in the new zombies. But click the subscribe button, ding dong the notification bell. That way you guys will never miss a video. So thank you for watching. You're an absolute set of wizards. If you do want to see me playing zombies live or like breaking down anything like that, make sure you go over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/syndicate, linked in the description. I'm going to be streaming all the zombie maps, doing all the Easter eggs leading up to the release of this new zombie. So make sure you go make an account and click that follow button, and I will catch you guys next time. Until then, much love. Good to be back. Adios.